Hello and welcome everybody to this wonderful webinar, this live webinar, which we are having after a longer time. We are so excited to welcome all of you who are dialing in from all over the parts of the world, Europe and US and Africa, Uganda, welcome especially. And also some people from Middle East and Asia. And so we are really blessed to have this opportunity to speak with you and to share something which has been happening over this year 2025 until now in our ministry, as well as explaining you what we are mainly doing. You always will have the opportunity to donate throughout the webinar. You don't need to wait for some specific call. You see there is a QR code displayed on the screen, and you can tap and scan the QR code at any point in time and go to our website and donate. If you want to leave earlier, no problem. This webinar is being recorded and you can come back to it at a later stage. But we are looking forward to this 1 hour, which we will be spending together.
So you might wonder, why are we doing this webinar? There's twofold. On the one side, we want to be accountable to everyone who supports us and who is interested in our work, so that we can show of what we have achieved so far during the year. But on the other side as well, to share the spirit that we have at Good Future and Hope, and to show you how life is there and how the kids are doing and how they celebrate together.
So today in this 1 hour together, we will go into the core of our ministry, of the organization, what we are doing. And there are 3 points which you will encounter what we are doing. One, it's we rescue children. So we will talk a lot about rescue, and you will visit our rescue center. You will see what is happening there and hear about some of the stories. Then how we raise children in our children's home, and how are they growing from there, and what are the experiences, how are they being educated there in our school, etc. And then how we reintegrate children back into the society. And there are so many ways we do that. We do a lot of tracing and research where this specific child has come from and what are the best opportunities how to reintegrate the child. But if that fails, we are always training so many potential foster families or adoptive families within Uganda, and you are going to be part of that. So come with us and you will experience it.
So Vera, we love children and you love children. So tell us, why is there a need for that type of work in Uganda?
See, Uganda has a very specific situation whereby most of the population are children under 15 years old. When I say most of the population, more than 50% are children under 15 years old. So that's a massive number of children. And as you can imagine, already very developed countries struggle with this question when a child is struggling or having issues within the normal family context. And just imagine in a country like Uganda, where the number of children is just so much exceeding the number of adults of a nation. This is huge. So even the Ugandan government, however much they are trying their level best, they need partners, local implementation partners, to stand with them and help to accommodate all these numbers of children to be rescued. And now when we are talking about rescue, these are children who come to our organization are not somebody whom we call child at risk. So like there are potential risks which the child is experiencing. We are talking about child in crisis. So these children, when they come to us, they are really taken out of tremendous trauma and crisis. So this is what we are doing. And I do believe it's amazing work and it's needed.
Okay. So tell us, so when you talk about children at risk, children in crisis, what happens if a child, or how does a child come to Good Future and Hope? What happens there?
We work, of course, with the government authorities, like police and the probation office, and you will hear much, much more about it from the videos and when our staff is speaking about it. But the process is very diligent. It's a very detailed process, and we are working professionally. We are having systems where we cooperate with the government. Every child is recorded. We do have care orders for every child. So this is a very complex thing. It's not so easy as it sounds at the first sight.
Okay. Thank you. So then let's look at the video of the probation officer who explains us.
We will
it
see
works.
now a video of one of our children, which we got this year. It's Shirat, and you will see the whole case, what happened to her, as well as how actually a child is like that is being helped.
Hello, my name is Odong Clement. I serve here as the head of Children's Home and also a warden. Join me today here at the Rescue Center, where we bring children that we rescue. And here with me is one of the children that we rescued. She's called Shirat. I'll be sharing her history, the background, how she came here. On 30th of April this very year, we were contacted by police through probation for rescuing and supporting this girl. Her story is that she got burnt of fire when she was staying with her grandmother. In the process of cooking, she fell in fire. They suspected that it was epilepsy. So when she was there in Iganga with the mother, a grandmother, that one happened. That was in December last year. However, this year around January, her stepmother picked her from the grandmother and brought her in Mukono to live with her. While there, the police, through the LOC1 of the area, identified this girl and she was taken to police. Her stepmother was arrested for negligence of the girl, but the biological father ran away. When we were contacted, we brought Shirat here and we were able to support her. We gave her care and protection. She is currently under our care and she is doing well. In the beginning, when we just brought her, she was really very reserved. We could hardly hear from her. She could not even say a word. But now we are seeing a lot of changes because we are providing her with a lot of counseling. Psychologically, she's becoming fine. And we hope that she'll be more than that and better than that.
So you saw Rescue Center and you saw Shirat, which is one of the children which we have rescued this year. And you see there is a lot of work from what Clement, our head of Children's Home and Rescue Center and the Social Work Department, what he was sharing with us. You can see there is a lot of work involved when rescuing a child. Not only we work with government authorities, which requires a lot of like legal detailed work and systems to be in place. But at the same time, when such a child comes, it's an immediate action. The child can come at any point in time, 2 a.m. in the morning. So there is a capacity which we need to have and availability which we need to have for children to be received and welcomed at any point in time. We need to act urgently. Often the children have medical issues like we saw. We need to bring such a child for medical treatment. Either on our side, we do have a nurse and a good clinic, but some treatments require hospitalization, as we saw. So like we need to act also within our budgets and time frame very flexibly, yeah. And all of this, having children who went through substantial trauma, they need counseling, they need support, psychological support, and we are offering all of that. So I do believe our rescue center is one of the best in the country to give such a deep, comprehensive care for a child in crisis. Also, once a child is rescued, it doesn't end there. We do a lot of tracing and we search for possibilities where the child could be placed, because not automatically the child will come to our children's home. But if there is any chance for the child to be reconciled with their whereabouts, maybe extended family, next of kin, maybe somebody, in some cases, even the neighbors, we do try our level best to place such a child back into the original context. If it is not possible, of course, the child will be moved to our children's home at a certain point in time. And we always look for the best for the child. We represent the children, of course, in front of the courts. If there was any abuse or any significant thing done where the court requires the child's presence, our social workers go to the court and represent such children. So you see, it's a long-term process, and there is a support and which requires so many aspects to be attended to. And we are really happy when we see a child being blessed from the rescue center, healed, and can be reunited with some sort of family. But if it is not possible, also they are so amazing and doing so well in our children's home. So now let's look at it, how in Shirat's case, this would look like.
Now follow us as we go to follow up the case of this child. with the probation officer, as well as giving feedback how far and the progress of her healing of the burnt hand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, with all the reports that we are getting from the social worker, we are going to do more follow-up about this case to see that this girl gets justice, because right now this case is still at police, and we are going to follow up to see that the file goes to court.
We shall be glad and we shall be happy to see that the girl receives justice, especially in terms of her hand. Also, maybe during the process, we need to understand very well what exactly happened to the girl's hand, because really the burning alone cannot make
Remove
all
all the
figures.
hands.
Yes.
So as this office of probation, finally, I would like to thank the management of Good Future and Hope Ministries for really partnering with the district and also supporting us as we handle children matters. Our government would really want to give all the services to the children, but you may find at times the government is unable to reach out to all. So with support from Good Future and Hope, we know that services can really reach out to the community, reach out to our children, and our children can really be supported. We are really grateful and thankful to you, and we pledge that we shall always continue to work with you, and also request all people everywhere who can really come in to partner with Good Future so that they can also partner with us. Please continue supporting our children. We have so many vulnerable children. We request that you continue having that good heart that you've always had. Continue supporting, always continue being with us as we handle these children. And I know God will always pay you back. Thank you so much.
So tell me, Vera, this was very interesting, but what I would be, and the audience would be keen to understand, is what's the difference between rescue and raise? In the beginning, you were talking about rescue, raise, reintegrate, but now what's the difference between rescue and raise?
Well, we will see one of another case of a story which could maybe clarify it better. But to explain it well, children which come to us through the rescue center, in most cases, they are, I would say, half of the cases, 50%, they are so-called missing children. So they were found somewhere at certain points in time. It may be in a street environment. It may be in some area. They may have been trafficked, but they were missing children. They were already somehow... there is a possibility to be reunited with an existing next of kin family. So such children, they stay with us for a very short time in a rescue center. And we are so excited and glad that we have good social workers who do a lot of that extensive tracing to be able to reunite such children. So those we rescue, we call them like rescue children, and they are reunited very fast. But there are some portion of children, I would say maybe 20-30%, who went through a terrible abusive backgrounds, and oftentimes police and courts are involved in such cases, and such children, to reintegrate them back into society in a very speedily process, it's impossible. So they stay with us for a longer time, and this is the children which most of the time come to our children's home after spending some sort of healing time and rehabilitation time in a rescue center, and they come to a children's home, and we do raise them. Now, that concept of raising is that we send them to school, our school in most cases, if they are below 14 years old, and they are being attended to in a very deep way, but they are living from that time in a children's home. And this is also the time when we look for their sponsors. So this is the time when you guys could also step in and sponsor a specific child, because most likely these children will stay with us for a very long term. Even if they would be reintegrated, still we would be supporting them on long term. So that's the main difference. Now, I would suggest, let's see the video of Nelda, how she explains the rescue center so that you can see one more time.
This is our caretaker for the rescue center. She's called Ruth. She loves the children so much. She's so friendly to the children, and we bring children from different backgrounds. Sometimes they have behavioral issues. Sometimes they are like not used. They're so reserved, but we have seen always whenever we bring children, she bring them like closer to her, and then she befriends them, and we see like great improvement in the lives of the children. We always see progress. And then also in terms of hygiene, children come when they are really looking so terrible, but in just few days, when you come, you'll even not recognize them because they change, and you look at them when they are so beautiful and looking so nice, just because of our mother here, Ruth. So we are really so grateful to have her. It is such a blessing to have such a mother who is causing impact in the lives of children.
Good. So Vera, how can I help? Okay, how can someone help the rescue center if they want to?
There are so many opportunities how to help. So just imagine the rescue center, we receive between 60 to 100 children every year which are being rescued, and majority of them, they come in a very traumatic state. Either they need medical attention or they are psychologically so impacted. So there is a lot of opportunities, even if you come as a volunteer to help on ground, or else if you want to support the rescue center. We had so many lovely activities happening where we had one organization from Germany who came and they did a run and they fundraised, and we were able to renovate the rescue center. So there are so many activities also in terms of fundraising which could be done, because the rescue center is rescuing and helping children in very high numbers, which if we would not have the rescue center, just imagine these children would need to stay in our children's home forever and ever, and it would be not possible to have such capacity. So in such a process, we are able to help so many great numbers of children. In fact, over the past, I would say, 12 years, we have rescued more than 1,000 children. So that's a great number, and we are so proud of that. So stand with us and help us, contact us, and for sure there are so many ways how to help in this area. Now I would say to move to race, let's see a video of one specific baby which we have been able to rescue this year, the story of baby Liam.
Hello, I'm Sharon, nurse here at Good Future and Hope Ministries. Meet me with baby Liam Gabriel, our baby. This is his story. Liam's mother, being a teenage mother, she conceived Liam via it was rape. When she got pregnant, she went back to school where she was studying from, but she was hiding the pregnancy. So the school came to know about her pregnancy when it was about 8 months to 2 weeks. So here, when the school expelled her from there, and then Good Future and Hope was called upon. So when we are called upon, we picked her up, we brought her and took her to a nearby hospital where they can do antenatal, and then we get to know her EDD. So here we got to know her EDD, and then of course immediately, like in weeks time, she got into labor, and we took her to the hospital. She delivered. Thankfully, she delivered well, but the baby was born with 2 kilograms, and in few hours the baby got an infection where the baby was taken to NICU. The mother was also being monitored. Also, the baby was being monitored in those weeks. So meanwhile, we thank God that they got well, and then they brought them. We actually came back with them back here at Good Future and Hope. So when we came back, due to the circumstance on how Liam was conceived, there was no bond between the baby and the mother. So we started doing psychotherapy, encouraging the mother to bond, encouraging her to breastfeed, encouraging her to love the baby. And we are still doing that with the mother because they are still with us here. We are grateful for any support up to now. Please continue so that we can continue supporting Liam in his.
Wow. Vera, maybe explain again, what's the difference between rescue and raise?
Now, since we saw this amazing baby, it's so heartwarming, such an amazing story, and so grateful. You see that in this specific case, we have helped the mom. We have rescued the mom and the baby. We have rescued the baby. And we were so instrumental in doing so. But the baby will not forever stay with us because the baby has a mom and we will be supporting. But we will not be the one raising the baby. But in other cases whereby the children stay in our children's home for a long time and we look for potential foster family or adoptive family to be able to place such a child in a family context at a later stage, this is when we talk about raising children. Now, also the difference is when we raise children, we do take care fully for the education. We send them to schools. We select the right schools depending on their abilities and maybe sometimes even the health conditions. So they need to be put into the educational stream according to where they do best. And this is where we are responsible and where we finance. And that's why we look for sponsors also in that area for a specific child to be educated and raised well. Now, let's have a look in our children's home and we will see a video of Nelda, how she introduces some children from the children's home. And I do believe that will make a difference.
Now I am in the children's home, and with me I have Shamira, Shakira, and Musa. These children have been with us for 1 year. We did the tracing when we rescued them because their mother has a mental problem. So we did tracing, we got a relative, but they are not interested in the children. So we had to reintegrate them into our children's home. And while with us in the children's home, we take care of them. We take them to school. We provide them with everything that they need for life as we look for another alternative care, which is like foster parents or maybe adoptive parents. And for the meantime, we acquired the court care order from the through the probation office from the court of Uganda to take care of the children. And the court care order runs like for 3 years. So within the 3 years, we will be trying to find foster family or any other alternative care for the children. And if we fail, then we can renew the court care order. The children remains with us as we continue to really try another alternative care.
Wow. So, Vera, is that the moment when a sponsor steps in?
Yes, you are so right. This is exactly the moment when a sponsor steps in because we are raising a child and we need to look for the best for that specific child. And education, as you can imagine, is one of the most expensive parts of all that process. So this is when we seriously, I'm not saying that before we don't need sponsors, even that part before is very costly, but we don't want to assign a specific child to a sponsor whereby we don't know yet the specific whereabouts and we don't know if the child maybe within 2, 3, 4 weeks will be placed back into some village very far and we will not have access to the child because the child will be reintegrated into the community. But once we know the child is really staying with us for a very long time, this is when we look for specific sponsors. So we will see together also one of amazing cases of a success story. We call it success story of one of our children who has been with us for a long time and is grown up now. And we shall see her story from her perspective as she will be sharing.
Hi, I'm Joyce and I'm a medical worker and this is the place where I grew up from. Let me take you to the house where I grew up from. This is house 3 and this is where I spent most of my time from. Hi, mommy! Mommy. Wow. Okay. Grown up. Hello. Thank you. Let me come back. This is where I spent most of my time from all my years. I was in house 3. Yes, one of my favorite places, and hope, is this round where each Christmas they would pack gifts having names. You could come dancing and pick your gifts. That gave joy to each one of us. And another thing is birthday. We were granted birthdays where you could at least know that today I've turned 9, and that gave us joy also each time. So I grew up in this place, and I started my primary, I started my secondary, and I also went to college for my nursing. And I'm very glad that I'm one of the blessed people to be supported by this program. I was helped, and now I'm helping my little ones. Remember, I was resettled, and I'm the firstborn, so I have a lot of followers. And Good Future gave me hope and a good future, because now I'm a medic. I'm earning a bit of money, so I help also my little siblings, which gives me joy, and I thank Good Future for that, because it taught me also to work hard so that I can also support others. I want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring us, for being there for us from day one to now. I'm very glad, I'm very happy. And I want to continue encouraging your sponsors to continue supporting other little ones in all that you have. May God really bless you for your support, so that they can also become great people. Some become medical workers, others become lawyers, others become constructors. Yeah, so that we can really be with Good Future and Hope. Thank you very much, our sponsors. We love you. Bye.
We are so proud of Joyce, and we have so many more children who are adults today and who are grown up and who benefited from this program and have been rescued and raised, and today are amazing citizens of Uganda, and we are proud of them. And thank you to all the sponsors who have been supporting faithfully and donating throughout the years and supporting such a child. And today I have also one sponsor here with us, and I would like to ask Natashka to come and share with us her own experience from the perspective of a sponsor. How is it to work with Good Future and Hope, and how is it to sponsoring a child in Uganda through our program? Hi, Natashka.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So I would like to ask you, Natashka, thank you first of all for participating. How is it? What would you share to other potential sponsors? How is the process after you have been sponsoring for some years a specific child in Uganda?
My experience with sponsoring a child through Good Future and Hope has been one of the most beautiful and meaningful part of my life. My family and I we sponsoring David for several years now, and it has been such a gift to watch him grow, just not through the letters and photos, but also in real life. I've had the incredible opportunity to visit Uganda more than once and spend time with him. I pray for him like I pray for my own children. It is a real relationship. He's been part of our extended family. My son now, as an adult, has made a decision to sponsor a child as well. It goes beyond one of us, and it is beautiful to see God's moving.
Wow, this sounds like a good experience. And may I ask you, for someone who has family, you're mentioning your son, you have actually 2 beautiful biological children. So could you share with us, why would it make sense for someone who has a responsibility already enough and living in Europe? It's not easy. Why would it be good for somebody who has their own biological children at home and so much of pressures and responsibilities to still go ahead and sponsor a child in Uganda?
I have thought about it myself. Why sponsor a child in Uganda now when I have 2 wonderful children on my own? And the answer that keeps coming back to me is this. All children are God's children. And in fact, being a mom has only made me more aware of how deeply every child deserves love, support, and good future.
Wow, thank you so much, Natashka. God bless you, and we are really so grateful for all sponsors like you and so many others who are sponsoring our children. Without people like you, it would not be possible what we are doing. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Now, let's have a look briefly. How does it look like if you decide to sponsor a child and you go through the process of choosing a child from our website?
On our Good Future and Hope website, there are 3 simple ways you can sponsor a child. First, from the top menu, if you hover over How to Help, you'll see a section called Sponsor a Child. Just click there and it will take you directly to the sponsorship page. Second, right on the home page, you'll notice a button that says Sponsor a Child. This button will also guide you straight to the children waiting for sponsorship. And third, as you scroll through the website, you'll come across a section featuring some of the children in our care. Here, you can either click on a specific child to learn more, or click See All Children to view the full list. Once you click on any of these options, you'll arrive on the child sponsorship page. Here, you'll see all available children, along with their pictures, names, and their current sponsorship status. If you'd like to know more about a child, simply select and click on their profile. This will open a dedicated page with detailed information about that specific child, where you can learn more about their background and story. When you decide to sponsor, you'll see an option to select between 3 of our fundraising locations: the United States, Germany, and Slovakia. You can choose the location based on where you live, or based on whether you'd like to receive a donation summary for tax purposes at the end of the year. After selecting the fundraising office, you'll have the option to choose whether you'd like to make your contribution monthly or yearly. Next, you'll see the available sponsorship tiers. These are based on how many sponsors are already covering that specific child. Simply select your desired amount, fill in your name and email address, and click Submit to continue. You'll then be redirected to a secure Stripe checkout page where you can select your preferred payment method, whether that's a credit card, SEPA transfer in some countries, or other available options. Fill in your payment details, confirm, and submit. And that's it. With just a few clicks, you've started a journey that will transform a child's life. We are so grateful for your support. Every sponsorship brings us closer to giving our children the love, care, and opportunities they deserve. Thank you for being part of their journey.
Vera, one question comes to my mind. Why would we not keep children all the time and have more children in the children's home?
This is how we started the organization, and it was our original vision to keep them forever and ever and staying with us. And this would be also what I would love to do. But let's face it, for a child, the research shows the best place where to grow up is within a family context. So we cannot neglect, however much our children's home is amazing and it's a lovely place, but still we cannot give and replace the type of family which a child needs to experience at a certain point in time to become also a good parent and a citizens of a nation. So that's one. And a second, it is illegal. It's simply illegal to keep children forever and ever. We call it's a temporary care what we are giving, but it's not a permanent care. So we are always looking forward to place children into some sort of family context. And ideally it would be an adoptive family or a foster family, or even if it is at certain point in time, we do ask our own employees, our staff, to take children for vacation time, like Christmas, to their homes so that they are exposed to a society outside of our walls. So let's look together to Clement. He will explain to us how foster care works in Good Future and Hope.
Today we are visiting foster families, and I would love to take this opportunity to take you through a process of fostering, the importance of fostering, and why Good Future and Hope I decided to engage on fostering project. Fostering starts from a process of identifying these children, rescuing them from situations of abuse, which normally they go through outside there. While we bring these children, we bring them to our rescue center, where we take them through a process of tracing. And this process, after it, and when we fail to find the families for these children, their families where they come from, we opt for another alternative care, and that's where fostering program comes in. Now, before we start the process or before we start the program, we identify the potential and the prospective foster parents. We assess them to find out how fit and their willingness to live with these children. After they are identified, they are trained. We take them through a training process, and here we work together with the probation officer who will support us in the training so that these parents are equipped. They are given knowledge on how the process and how they are supposed to handle the children when they are with them. After they are trained, these children are also identified and they are placed in these families. When the children are placed, we continue visiting them, we continue supporting them, we continue giving them hope through counseling and also other support. While we are doing this also, we realize that it is important for the children because it helps them to live in a family, setting like any other child outside there, where they will be able to learn and grow and become responsible citizens. The Ministry, Good Future and Hope, decided to take this because it is also important for ministry to grow, but also we also realize that it is illegal to have the children stay in the institution for long. While we place these children, we also take opportunity, we also give support, not only education, but also we support these families, those who are not able, with some foodstuffs, with also things like medical to ensure that these children live and they are happy in those families that they are placed in.
So it was very interesting to hear from Clement on how the process works. But let us now see two children that are actually living with a foster family.
Hello there, my name is Nelda. I am the CEO of Good Future and Hope. We came to do a follow-up visit on our children who are in foster family. Hero, how are you doing? How are you? Fauzia, how are you doing? Mommy, how are you? Yes, this is Hero and Fauzia, and they are foster mommy. Hero and Foster and Fauzia, they were abandoned by their biological mother in 2021, and Good Future and Hope was called upon to come and give care and protection to the children by the probation officer of Mukono. By then, Hero was only 8 months, and then Fauzia was only 8 years old. So Good Future and Hope took up the children, took care of the children until now. Tracing was done, but it was not successful because we didn't get the family of their father, and then their mother was nowhere to be found. So we identify a foster parent who is called Agnes and who is the one right now taking care of the children. So we placed the children in 2023, and she has been really so good and a blessing to the children. The children are so loving, and they love their family. They are always talking about their family. Good Future is continuing to pay for their education, provide for them school requirements, and then we do follow up to see how they are doing. So let us hear from Fauzia how she's doing in the foster family. Fauzia, can you tell us how is life in the foster family? What do you always do in the foster family?
Activities. We enjoy. We get good life. We get new friends. That is it.
Okay. And Hero, do you have friends here? What is the name of your best friend? Shami. Shami is your best friend. Okay. Do you like being here? What do you like most about being here? What do you like most? The food they cook here? Like which food? Posho. Wow. Yeah. So we are so grateful because the children are, as you can see, they are very healthy. They are looking so good and they love it here in this place. So the place is also like a clean environment for the children. Yeah. Thank you.
So now we have seen Nelda with 2 children who are placed in a foster family. And I have Nelda today also here with us. Hi, Nelda.
Hi.
So it is a lovely meeting also like this. And I would like to share with our audience that we as an organization also went through a process, because at the beginning we thought we are going to always keep these children with us forever and ever. And then there was a strategic change after some years. And I want to ask you, how did you, at that time you were head of children's home and warden, today you are CEO, how did you perceive that time the whole change, and what convinced you ultimately that it is better to place children in foster families rather than keeping them in our children's home?
Wow. Foster family gives a child a sense of belonging. You find that in the children's home, most of the children in the home, they don't have family ties or knowledge of their family background. But foster care, the children get that environment where they feel they belong there, and then they feel valued and included. I have an example. One time when I took a child to high school, a child who was joining high school, she was, I think, approximately like 15 years old. And she was asked from school, "What is the name of your mother?" She could not answer that basic question, just because she's in the children's home, and then she doesn't have a family. But this gap is bridged when a child is in a foster family, feels like at least I have an identity, I have a family, can at least mention the name of the mother, the foster mother, and the child feels like, oh, I have a sense of belonging. And then also foster care also helps the children to be exposed in the community. I, for one, I am a proud foster parent. I fostered a child from Good Future and Hope. And I realized that these children don't have really this practical life experience, like crossing the road, just basically crossing the road. Like when I took this girl, she couldn't cross the road, and she could not manage doing other small things like running to the shop to buy groceries, and then interact with the people in the community. So in a foster family, you find that these practical life skills, like the children, they have it, and they learn to do those small things that not done in the children's home, because from the children's home we have always someone like who does that, who is employed to do, like a procurement officer who does purchasing and doing all these things. But in the family, the things are done by the children in the family together with their parents. So that's why, like, I am really convinced that placing a child in foster family, it's very important.
Thank you so much for giving that experience and also mentioning your own personal experience of fostering a child. So in terms of our organization, what would you say, how we as an organization place children in foster families, and what do we need to consider as crucial in that process when placing a child into a foster family? Because it's not easy to choose and monitor. So please share something about that.
Yeah, as Good Future and Hope, we do all the due diligence, right from identifying, training, placing, and then follow up. These children, when they are placed in foster families, they still remain a sole responsibility of Good Future and Hope to follow up on the children, to make sure that these children are having everything and they are growing up so well in the families. So as Good Future and Hope, we continue to pay school fees for these children, because most of the foster parents that we get, actually, they don't have really enough, but they just have love. They have a large heart to welcome children. So we remain paying school fees for these children until they reach, okay, like according to the law of Uganda, someone who is 18 is an adult. But in most cases, you find that we receive these children when they are already grown up, like a child who is like 10 years is maybe joining even nursery. So sometimes we take responsibility up to the age of 25 when we are still paying for them school fees. And then also we provide medical care for these children because we don't want to give like a burden to these foster families, because in most cases they also have their own children that they are taking care of. So we provide medical, and then we also give them nutritious food. So most of our family are like foster care families. They get nutritious food from Good Future. It is really very expensive for a ministry like Good Future to do this, but because of the love of the children, we still value that they need to be in the community, even if it is expensive, because most of the children's home in Uganda here, they take care of the children, they keep them in the institution, and they don't take them out to the foster family, of which it is not really helpful to the children because they don't get this exposure, they don't get this sense of identity. So Good Future and Hope is doing all this process of follow-up, which is really, really very expensive, even up to the age of 25. Like, for example, my own daughter that I am fostering, she's right now 20 years old, but still Good Future and Hope is supporting her, and the social workers are all the time coming to my home to check on this girl. So like Good Future is really playing this great role.
So now let's have a look at a video of a foster mother, how she's sharing her own personal experience of being a foster mother.
Hello, I'm here with our foster parent by names of Mary, Mommy Mary. She's been our foster parent since 2023. She's going to share with us some experience and the challenge she's found through fostering. Mama Mary, nkulamusizza. Wasuze oti?
Asuze bulungi.
Amina, Yesu yeebazibwe.
Obwekitiibwa.
Akati Mama Mary, mbadde nsaba okubuuza, muggwe wafuna otya muli ekirowoozo ky'okufosteringa abaana kuva mu kitongole kya Good Future?
Ekisooka neebaza Katonda.
She's saying that first of all, she thanked the Almighty for the good heart God gave her, and the issue about what motivated her to foster children. She says that she has a heart of loving. Inside her heart, she loves children. So when she got the idea about knowing the children, she felt thirsty inside her that she should foster the children because she loves to stay with children. She loves to see children. And she says her family is a family that fears the Almighty. So in doing so, she wanted to give back to the Lord that gave her a good heart. Thank you. Mama Mary, kakati mukubeera n'abaana bano kuva mu kitongole kya Good Future, osanzeewo okusoomoozebwa?
Sirina kusoomoozebwa kwensanze.
I wanted to know whether she has found any challenge when she's fostering, in this journey of fostering the children. And she said she has not got any problem, any challenge. And yes, she says that she's moving along together very well with the Ministry of Good Future and Hope Ministry. Mama Mary, kakati bubaka ki? She's saying, she's passing a message to any parent out there who would love to foster a child just the way she's doing, that first of all, you need to have the heart of loving children. And you feel inside yourself, you feel like you love the children, she's encouraging you to please do it. She's thanking the Good Future and Hope Ministry that for the time they've stayed together, they've been moving with her very well. And she's also thanking them that because they have a foundation of fearing the Lord, she's still encouraging them to continue raising the children in the presence of the Lord. She says Good Future has been good to her. She has not got any challenge dealing with Good Future and Hope Ministries. Thank you so much.
So now we are coming closely to the end of our webinar. And I want to thank all of you who have been listening so far and watching and seeing the stories of our children. May God bless you. And especially if you have been contributing towards Good Future and Hope Ministries in whatever way, especially if you were sponsoring a specific child, we want to say thank you one more time for what you're doing. I hope you see there is a lot of good fruit coming out of that. And if you are thinking today, oh, maybe it would be for me to sponsor a child, just contact us, go on our website, write us, send us an email, and we for sure shall help you in that process. And yeah, thank you.
And if you are interested in helping the work we're doing, please go to our website. You will see there is a lot of children that still don't have sponsors. Help us to find sponsors. Share it with your friends, with your family, so that we can help simply more children.
Yeah.
And we also have their projects that we're working on that are needed in order to rescue, raise, and reintegrate those children. So it's all on the website. It's very, very easy, as you saw, to do this. So thank you for helping.
And we shall see you next time again in December, shortly before Christmas. We are preparing a special Christmas webinar where you can see our children, how they enjoy Christmas, how they celebrate, what they do. And we are really looking forward to welcoming you one more time again to be part of those celebrations. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.